Hello, everyone. It's Whitney, your bariatric lifestyle coach and dietitian. I'm going to be going over in this workshop this evening about planning tools. So, this is actually out of your weight loss surgery survival guide. Those of you who work with us one on one in the program, you will automatically get a digital copy of this. This is available for purchase on its own if you would like a sort of a guide to lead you along on your weight loss surgery journey. And also, you can get it at a discounted price if you are a member of the Level Up crew. So, nonetheless, that's how you can access this guide. But we will be going to page 67 for this particular workshop. So, the importance of planning tools. What we're particularly going to cover tonight would be how to set up your nighttime routine, your morning routine, and how to utilize the daily planner within this guide. So skipping ahead to page 68. First, we're going to start with a nighttime routine. And honestly, you can flip-flop this however you want to. If you'd rather focus on your morning routine first and then work out your nighttime routine, you could do that. It's kind of really up to you how you want to do it. There's no one way to do it. The big picture here is that we set up good nighttime routines, good morning routines, so that we can start to fit in what we want to take care of for ourselves each and every day. And that will include the daily planner as well. Without having a good, consistent nighttime, daytime routine, you tend to just kind of go the fly by the seat of your pants kind of thing. You tend to put off certain things that you should be doing to practice self-care. Self-care is an extraordinarily huge umbrella. Each and every person has their own opinion or their own perception of self-care. But when I'm talking about self-care in our program, it is feeding ourselves well, feeding our minds and fixing our minds to the point where we have a healthy mindset. And then also moving our bodies to take care of our bodies. If we don't do those three things, everything else tends to suffer. We don't love ourselves as much. We don't treat others as well. We're not as mentally or physically available to others as we should be, or even to ourselves. So as little as this may sound, creating these routines at night and in the morning, or even following a daily planner, it really must be done until you get to the point where it's just second nature and you're on somewhat of an autopilot. But this really takes work, especially after weight loss surgery. When you are making these new changes, you're really trying to create a new and healthy lifestyle. It's hard. It's just hard all around. So that's a part of being in our program and really staying involved in our community, our group, and just being in our program in general. It really helps supply or provide that support you need. So let's get started with the nighttime routine. So I can't tell you the number of patients that I've met that stay up till the early hours of the morning. They're binge watching TV, they're eating late night snacks. They're really letting their daily emotions affect the end of their night. So maybe you felt like, you've been in jail all day long. You've been doing this job that you just absolutely hate or you're not happy with. And then you just feel like at the end of the day, maybe you need a reward. But what ends up being that reward is feeding your mind essentially garbage. And I don't want to make any assumption that everyone's doing this by any means. This is worst case scenario. And then, as you're watching these TV shows, you're not paying attention. There's no mindfulness. You're starting to munch on things because you're bored and you don't know what else to do with your hands or your mouth. And, to put it bluntly, basically living like an adolescent. There is absolutely no judgment here. I still do this every now and then. I'm not the important person here. You guys are, but it's all about balance. So we can't find ourselves doing this all the time. It needs to be, 90% of the time you're taking care of yourself. And then of course you're going to have those off nights, off weekends, vacation times, whatever. But it's time to make a change if you want to change you. Okay. So the pink heading there, non-negotiables for nighttime routine. So number one, you want to start with your wake time in the morning. So this is where I was saying you may want to start with the morning routine versus the nighttime routine and then do this. It really is up to you. But the time you wake in the morning will depend on or determine the time that you're going to bed. So if we're making a nighttime routine, we're going to have you say, this is my bedtime, and then count back. What do you need to do in order to get your your night ready. So this is the way I do it. So number one, what time have you decided that you'll get up in the morning? Take that time, count back 6 to 8 hours because that's what you need for sleep and rest and for your body to heal and reset. You know yourself, at least a little bit anyway, right? Adequate sleep makes the world go round. If you don't know this by now, I don't know where the heck you've been. Sleep really does take care of you, and you need to prioritize your sleep. You're more apt to feel refreshed and take on the next day with purpose. You don't want to feel all groggy and, mentally just discombobulated. So this is going to be your new bedtime. So you'll see here on the example, I've got 10 o'clock for my bedtime. That doesn't mean I'm just now getting in the bed. Okay. This means that I plan on going to sleep by 10 o'clock. So I need to start thinking about what it is I need to do to make that happen. Number two, you're going to start to work backward from bedtime. So what do you need to get done before bed, or what do you need to do to get ready for bed? Take some time to think about this and allow plenty of time to do so. So you know yourself, you know what's going to make you sleepy, you know what's going to rev you up, you know what you probably need to be cutting back on hours before sleep, like coffee. These are little things, but these are things that necessarily need to be considered prior to making a nighttime routine. By no means is this going to be your nighttime routine for the rest of your life. This may be something that you just try to follow for 2 weeks and then you start to adjust. What does this look like for me? I've adjusted mine a million times as well. Every time I have a vacation, every time I come back from, a certain stint of just not following it for some reason, I always recognize what I need after that. So you're going to fall off track. I actually hope you fall off track because that's when you learn what you actually need, what's serving you and what is not. Number three, you're going to review your plan for tomorrow. So what's on your agenda? What are your appointments? What does your workday look like? Review your morning routine. So maybe you do want to do your morning routine first, or you can just do them, back and forth. Review your morning routine and prepare anything ahead of time that needs it. So if we're talking about a full steady work day the next day, there's no breaks really, or it's just going to be a rough day, then that means the night before, you need to be preparing your meals, preparing your waters, setting schedules for yourself for eating, for drinking and hydrating, for exercise. Like, these things are going to have to be put into your schedule for the next day, but some of those things may need a nightly prep. Okay, so prepare your snacks, put things in baggies, containers, get your waters ready, pack your gym clothes if that needs to happen, if you're going somewhere like on the way home or to work. What is it that you need to do to start to prepare? So you may want to designate a certain time frame for doing that every single day. Number four, relax time. So there is a time where you need to stop all the preparation and actually wind your body down. A lot of times these days, we're so dependent on like watching TV to get us sleepy, but little do we know, well, we should know by this point, there's plenty of science that backs blue light keeps your brain awake. So as many times as my husband says it, TV puts me to sleep. And I'm like, okay, but you're watching it for 2 hours in order to get to sleep. So there's something not matching up there. I don't know. So, you do have to kind of start to actually teach your body how to relax the chemicals in your brain, your hormones. You need that balance in order for your body to naturally do that. So what are some things you can do? Back to number four, put down your devices, avoid blue light as much as possible so your brain can begin to shut down to sleep mode. You can read a book, listen to a sleep meditation video on YouTube, put on soothing music, take a bubble bath, or anything else you can think of to begin to wind down for the evening. I love having a diffuser in my room with lavender essential oil. That always does it for me. I have lavender spray that I spray on my sheets and my pillow. I make sure I have dim lighting for the bedroom. I make sure I have extremely comfy pillows. I make sure the temperature in the room is perfect. I know this sounds obsessive, but it's become a thing over the years to learn myself and learn my body and what actually gets me to that point that I want to relax and go to sleep. I know some of you may want to take something like CBD to like kind of ease your mind and your muscles and your nervous system. You may have to have things like that, and that's okay. Certain people depend on sleep medication. I'm not saying that there's things that you can't do in that realm either, but you can also use this as an opportunity to create a new you, create new healthy practices, such as, reading a self-help book for 30 minutes for your growth. So really take this time and opportunity to do this, to really think about what it is. So let's take a look at my sample here. So let's say at 7 o'clock, we're having dinner. We're going to clean up the kitchen. That's where the family helps as well. So I've got until 8 o'clock to do that. 8 o'clock, we're walking the dogs for their last walk. 8:30, we're back. I'm going to start to read something. You can read this manual, wink, wink, a self-help book. By 9 o'clock, I'm doing my skincare routine. This is something I used to skip years ago, but now that I'm 37 years old, starting to see those wrinkles and collagen loss. I know. And so skincare routine is very important to me. What is important to you? What are some things you keep saying, I need to, like there's something that you keep saying you need to do, and it's obviously important to you. Don't say you need to do it just because the world tells you you need to do it. Do you feel you need to do it? If you do, if you're saying yes, put that on your list. So I also want to put brush and floss. I'm not going to forget to brush my teeth, but it helps to have it on a timeline. This is when I'm in the bathroom in front of the sink doing all those types of things. And then I'm going to fill up my aromatherapy diffuser. And then by 9:30, I want to be lying in bed. I will sometimes watch TV. My husband likes to watch videos, but by no means are we going to be watching any war movies, nothing with a lot of music, like musical artist documentaries, like nothing that will elicit any kind of emotional response, anxiety, excitement, get my heart rate up. I know, again, sounds crazy, but I'm an empath. But there's certain things we know about ourselves. I know that that's going to hype me up. So we watch something very calm. It can be, just something soft. There's even been times where we put on nature shows, and we will watch like National Geographic for 30 minutes, and that's just very peaceful. And then by 10 o'clock, I'm hopefully going to sleep. So we try to have that TV turned off, and I'm planning to sleep for 7.5 hours, God willing. So that's your nighttime routine. On your next page, on page 69, you're going to do your own. But to start with, up there at the top, it's your turn. Creating a Zen-like nighttime routine is unique to each individual, but with some experimentation and adjustments, you can achieve a sense of calm by bedtime. Start by making a tentative plan. So you may want to use a pencil and eraser for some of this. Start by making a tentative plan and see how it works for you. Don't be afraid to modify it as necessary, and also involve your family in the process. Guys, I can't say this enough. You are not in this alone. I don't care how much you think you are, unless you literally live alone. Okay. If you're living with other family members, you have to be aware of how those other family members interact and affect you. Okay. I know that my husband's going to demand my time at certain points in the night. Like he may want to go sit outside by the fire instead of what I have on my nighttime routine. And I may have to tweak my bedtime routine a little bit. That's okay, as long as it just doesn't sabotage the whole thing. And maybe it does one night. So be it. If I'm on a good routine and I've been practicing it consistently, I know exactly what to do the next night. And I know I've learned something from that too, if I end up like suffering from it in some form or fashion. But anyway, it may take some trial and error, but with patience, you'll discover your optimal ritual in no time. Okay. And, I would challenge you to practice this nighttime routine for 7 days. I would not stop on the weekend. Okay. I can't say that loud enough and big enough. Don't stop on the weekend, not while you're trying to build new routines and structure. Okay. So try your darndest to get up at the same time, just at least follow your nighttime routine and your daytime routine. I'm sorry, morning time. Obviously, you may not be going to work like you normally would, but that can really set you off track and really keep you from achieving consistency if you just relax over the weekend. I mean, you're only following for 5 weekdays, and then you have the weekend to relax. That's not how we need to look at it when you're trying to really establish new things. All right, so next would be your morning routine. So wakey, wakey, it's morning routine time. Creating a morning routine is a necessary way to start off the day on the right foot. It can make or break your entire day. I can't say that enough for myself. Just yesterday, I was flipping out. And I said, it's because I haven't practiced my morning routine. Like, it's extremely important for me, especially since I'm at 10 months sobriety as we're making this video. and routines are my life, man. And, it doesn't matter whether you're sober or you're starting a new weight loss surgery journey or weight loss journey or just a self-healing journey. It's very necessary to really utilize routines. Sorry, I have two huskies and I have literally a dog hair floating in front of my face. All right. So a solid morning routine can help you stay organized, set priorities, and focus on what matters the most. What I wanted personally from establishing a morning routine was to allow more time to create a healthy day. I kept saying things like, I want to exercise in the morning. I want to do yoga. I want to meditate. I want to read like 15 minutes out of this book. I want to stretch. I want to take the dogs for a walk. There were just things that I kept saying I wanted to do. And then all of a sudden one day I was like, okay, I'm really tired of saying I want to do, I need to do, just freaking put it in a plan and do it. So you guys are very much, this is a product of my struggles. So, so now I have time for those healthy things. And, I've also been one of those people that said, I'm not a morning person. And I've heard that a million times. I'm still not a morning person. All that means is I can get up in the morning early for myself. I can't get up in the early morning and do everything for everybody else. I'm not ready for that. I have learned the morning time is a sacred time for me. To do my meditation, to do my self work, to do quiet time and wake up slowly, quietly, without being agitated. No one's asking anything of me. So to start a day off like that is 10,000 times better than how it used to be. And that would be laying in the bed to the last minute because I'm not a morning person and just laying there, just thinking all the thoughts in the world, like so anxious. I should be doing this. I could be doing this. I'm missing out on this. I need to do this today. There's no sense in laying around and thinking all those thoughts because as you sit there, you're just going to continue building that tension and that anxiety. I guarantee you the next thing you're going to do is check that phone, see who's texted you, see who's emailed you, what's going on. That's not how we start a day. Never, ever, 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 ever. Don't do it. If you're doing it now, stop it. So back to morning person, you can do it. I promise. Getting up at 5:30 in the morning if you need to, or 5 in the morning, even 4:30 in the morning. That's not hard. You've just never challenged yourself. Going through cancer treatment is hard. Losing family members is hard. Waking up earlier is not hard. It's just challenging and you can do it. So all that to say, you're going to wake with intention and excitement to take care of you. That's the best thing I've ever done for myself. And that's the best thing you could do for yourself. Finding time for you is priority. So let's look at my morning routine and then we'll look at the next page. So this is just an example. This is not even what I do now. I've changed this around a little bit, but for the most part, I'm actually doing the same things. So 5:30 in the morning, wake. Do not hit snooze. If you're still hitting snooze for 30 minutes, listen to Mel Robbins about hitting snooze. That's all I have to say. Next, I'm going to shower and brush my teeth, and then I'm going to make my bed. So I have until 6 o'clock to do that. By 6 o'clock, I'm in the living room. I'm doing a guided video on meditation on YouTube, and I'm also doing morning stretches. So that's also a guided video on YouTube. I don't like to think about things. I already have anxiety of overwhelm and overwhelm from making decisions. So I have these decisions made for me from the get-go, and I'm following something so I'm not having to do my own type of routine. You may want to consider that if you feel like you're making too many decisions and you're fatigued by that. At 6:30 in the morning, I'm going to feed and walk the dogs. I've got until 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, I'm making my smoothie, reviewing today's schedule, and finishing getting ready. Taking son to school by 7:30, and by 8 o'clock, I'm back home and I'm beginning my work day. So look how much stuff that I've gotten done throughout the day. I have fed myself something healthy. I have done something for my brain and my mental status, and I have also done something for my body. Did I get up and do a killer workout? Absolutely not. I've learned that's not my personality. I cannot do that kind of stuff. The afternoon is more of a time when I'm energetic and I need to get agitation out. So that's when I'm doing my exercises. Guys, these are all things you have to learn about yourself, and it may take you a long time to learn what you need, but the key is to listen to your body. Okay. It takes a long time to do that, but don't give up. Everything is a lifelong journey to learn this wisdom, and you're not going to ever learn it in one fell swoop or in a quick fashion. So don't expect it. Next, so this is your last one. Oh, well, so basically you've got a blank one here. You can make your own. You can read here how to begin. You're going to start with one new thing. So for example, if you want to wake up at a specific time and practice not hitting snooze, try that only that for an entire week. After that, you can add something else to your morning routine. The key is not to start an entire new routine all together all at once. That's not how we create new habits. That is just overwhelming. We need to kind of transition into that. I know this is a really stupid reference or comparison, but it's almost like when you change your dog's food, you don't just suddenly change foods. I'm guilty of that. My camera is actually right here, but my monitor is over on the right. I don't even know if you guys are gonna be able to see my face when this recording is replayed, but that's why I keep looking over to the right because I'm looking at myself, but the camera is actually right here. I know I'm an idiot. I forgot what I was even saying. Oh, transitioning your dog food. So everything is done better and more gentler if you transition into it very slowly. So instead of just starting everything all at one time, try to add one little task at a time. Number two, do not choose anything that involves workday tasks. I don't want to see any working on here whatsoever. This is all related to self-care. This is all related to your program, and your everyday household tasks like walking the dog, brushing your teeth, that kind of stuff, things that have to be done. Let's see, this is time for you and doing things that improve your mind and body and soul to help you reach your healthy lifestyle goals. Number three, forgive yourself for not following through perfectly. I don't do my morning routine perfectly. Mel Robbins doesn't do her morning routine perfectly. Steve Harvey doesn't do his morning routine perfectly. No one does. We're human, guys. We're all put on this planet to constantly learn about ourselves and teach others. So it's okay. All the time, it's okay. The point is to eventually create habits and practice self-care at the beginning of the day. So you have no excuses at the end of the day to say, oh, I didn't have time for X. Okay. And that's the number one thing I hear from my clients is, I just didn't have time. I just didn't have time. I just lost track of time. It's because you don't have a morning routine, a nighttime routine, and you're not following a daily planner. You're not actually being accountable for your time within your 24-hour daily life. So next would be your daily planner. So this is your third three of three planners. You do have a protein planner in here too. I'm not going to do that. This is all about morning routine, nighttime routine, and the day. So plan your day like a pro. You want to get the most out of your day by using something like this worksheet to stay organized. So again, you can use this in coordination with your morning time planner, with your nighttime planner. It's really up to you. You use these tools how you need them. I've actually used them collectively together. I've used all three of them together to really help me. So what we're putting in this specific daily planner, and I'll show you a picture real quick of what we're looking at. So that's what your daily planner is going to look like. You've got meal options on here. We're addressing fluids, we're addressing mindfulness, exercise. So we're hitting all three pillars. And then you've got your little things as a weight loss surgery patient, the things that you need to be looking at. So multivitamins is something very important you want to make sure you're consistent with. And then you've got a moment of reflection here that you don't want to skip. So this daily planner is something that you may want to visit in the morning, of course, but you also may want to revisit it in the evening so that you can do your reflection. Actually, that's what I'm telling you to do. Revisit it both times, or I'm sorry, visit it in the morning and in the evening. So back to the previous page, your daily planner should include the following: meals and meal replacements. So that would be like your actual meals, and your like protein shakes, smoothies, whatever you're doing. You want to include 5 to 6 options if you're within the first 6 months post-op. You have to have that many times if you're actually meeting an appropriate amount of calories and protein. If you're eating any less than that, you're eating way too much per sitting, which I highly doubt that's happening, or you're just well under your calories and maybe even your protein for the day. So you and I need to talk if you're not able to get in 5 to 6 meal times. Honestly, long term, you should still probably be at 5 or 6 meal times. Okay. And this looks different for everybody, but there's no way you're going to be getting the amount of calories or protein in, or nutrition in general if you're just at 3 meals a day. You might begin to have, I don't want to read the rest of that. Number 2, fluid intake. So you want to make hourly goals if necessary, okay? Or you can have, I don't have it in front of me, but I've got one container that I know is 48 ounces. I have to fill it 3 times for the day, for the entire day to meet my liquid goal. Do I make that every single day? No, because I'm not doing what I say I'm going to do. Like I get sidetracked. I need to do exactly what I tell you guys to do. Set an alarm. If I have forgotten to drink a certain amount, then set an alarm, take a fluid break. Set an alarm, take a snack break. Set an alarm, take a lunch break or your first lunch break. Maybe you need a second lunch break too. So you may have to set alarms. Next would be mindfulness. So the reason mindfulness is on your daily planner, you want to set yourself up for the next day by deciding on what your options are for your mindfulness routine. Have your video saved, your area set up, your earbuds charged. So you can revisit the mindfulness section in this weight loss surgery survival guide to know exactly what I'm talking about. This is practices like yoga, guided meditations, gratitude, things that are going to put you in a healthy mindset for your entire journey. Exercise. So you also want to have that on your planner. And then supplements, and then reflection. So we want to be able to fill in all of these block boxes, check off what we need to check off. And you can kind of essentially use this as a way of creating accountability for your day to day. So the meal options that you're putting on here, did you finish every one of those meals? Did you actually meet that amount of calories and protein? If you didn't, then that just teaches you, where did I go wrong? So that's where reflection goes in here. So if there's something you did not do, put it in your reflection box. If you weren't able to complete the task that you planned, why not? Was it because you didn't set your alarm? Was it because you got interrupted and you had no backup plan? Is it because you forgot your lunch at work, or I'm sorry, at home? Is it because the gym closed suddenly? Or, most of the time it's going to lead back to something that you forgot to do, but that's only because you've not created consistency yet. You've not created a priority or intention to actually address completing these goals on a daily basis. There it is, guys. I really hope that you utilize these 3 things to your fullest advantage. You don't have to use it like I have it in here. These are merely examples and formats or templates that you can use as an example. You can create your own if you would like. Print these out or download them and print them out multiple times. You don't have to do the color version, of course. But, at the end of the day, what's important is that we treat each day, we wake up each day with intention. And the purpose of us being on this earth is to take care of ourselves so we can take care of other people. Okay. We're all just human beings on this planet needing to support one another, and share our experiences, love, healing, just healthy mindset, healthy life. So when it comes down to it, you have to take care of yourself first. And a lot of people struggle with that because it's hard to treat yourself as a priority without feeling selfish. But I'm going to tell you, it is not selfish. It is selfless. Okay. So I appreciate everybody for watching this workshop, and of course, catch our monthly workshops. I have them planned to be released the second week of every month, so just expect that. We'll be doing smaller things. A lot of things are going to be based out of the Weight Loss Surgery Survival Guide. So if you do not have one and you're watching these workshops, please ask me how you can get your hands on one. They are an extra cost if you're not working one-on-one with us, but that's only because it is a huge guide. It's about 80 some odd pages, but there's a reason I call it the Weight Loss Surgery Survival Guide. I've been writing it for 5 years. There's a lot of intellectual property of mine and from experiences from patients working in clinical office for a few years. So I've combined a lot of education and information, and of course, bits and pieces of my own journey with becoming healthier over the last 10, 12, 15 years. So I love each and every one of you, and I hope you utilize this. Let me know how this works out. You can always message me on Instagram. Tell me how this has changed up your routine, your life. How is it helping you? Share that with others. If you are in our group, our community on Facebook, share it within the group as well. I love to see people starting conversations and sharing with others how you are benefiting and changing your life for the better. All right. Well, until then, I'm going to let you guys go. Let me stop the share here. And we'll catch you next time. If you want to know more about our program, you can visit us at theleveluphub.com. Got all the information you need there about signing up for our membership, the Level Up Crew. Or if you'd like to work one-on-one with us, you can meet our peer coaches, our mindset coaches online, read all about them. There's also a form on there that you can click on Work With Us tab. So you can fill out a short form to schedule a discovery call to discuss more about what your needs are and how we can help you. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.